When kindness faces hatred, one brave woman decides not just to ignore aggression, but to stand up for those who cannot defend themselves. Discover how her determination and martial arts skills turn conflict into a powerful lesson about the strength of spirit and change. On a sunny day, when the air was filled with the aromas of flowering trees, Amira, a young black woman, decided to spend time in the park. She was known for her kindness and willingness to help others. That day, she brought several sandwiches and drinks with her to treat a homeless man who often sat on a bench by the lake. Amira knew that small acts of kindness could change the world around her. When she approached the bench, the man smiled at her and they exchanged a few kind words. At this time, a group of young men dressed in black leather jackets and with aggressive expressions were passing by. They stopped when they saw Amira chatting with a man. One of them, a tall guy with tattoos on his arms, laughed loudly and hurled insults at her. "What are you doing with this jerk? You shouldn't waste your time on him." Amira felt her heart tighten with pain. She knew that such a biased attitude is not just words. It is a reflection of a system that leaves no room for kindness and humanity. But instead of responding in kind, she tried to ignore them and continued the conversation with the man. This act only angered the group. They started to set fire to their insults and curses. At that moment, Amira realized that her kindness had become the reason for their hatred. She felt vulnerable, but the desire to resist this evil grew inside her. In the eyes of her abusers, she saw not just aggression, but also fear of what they did not understand. This understanding gave her strength. She decided not to run away or hide from their words, but to show them her resilience. The following days were a real challenge for Amira. She came to the park every morning, but now her steps were full of determination. She continued to share food with a homeless man and help other people in the park. But a group of young men wouldn't leave her alone. They continued to harass her. Every time she came, they were there, making fun of her and humiliating her. One day, when Amira came to the park again, she noticed that a group had gathered around her old friend, a homeless man. They mocked him and tried to push him off the bench. Amira's heart began to beat faster. She came closer and said loudly, "Leave him alone. He didn't do anything wrong to you." But instead of stopping, the antagonists just grinned and began to approach her. One of them, the tall guy with the tattoos, said, "What can you do? You're just a black girl." Those words pierced her like a knife. But instead of fear, she felt a surge of energy. A desire arose inside her to show them her strength. She thought about her martial arts classes, which she started learning a few years ago. Amira never thought that she would have to use these skills in such a situation. But now she realized that this was her chance. She took a step forward and challenged them to a fight. The surprised young men stopped for a moment, but then began to laugh. "Are you serious?" one of them asked. Amira just nodded her head and took a fighting stance. The battle began unexpectedly quickly. Amira used all her skills and self-confidence. Each blow was filled not only with physical strength, but also with all her pain and anger against bias. She moved gracefully and confidently, and soon others began to realize that this black girl was not so simple. The group of antagonists began to lose confidence as Amira got the better of them one by one. One of them tried to grab her arm, but she dodged and struck back. It was a moment of triumph for her. As the last of them fell to the ground, Amira looked around at the crowd of onlookers gathered around them. She saw the surprise and admiration in people's eyes. At that moment, she realized that she wasn't just fighting for herself. She was fighting for all those who face prejudice. Gathering her thoughts, Amira approached the fallen guy with tattoos. Instead of continuing to fight or insult him, she said, "You can change your life. We can all change the world for the better." These words shocked him. At that moment, a group of racists realized that their hatred was only a reflection of their own fears and insecurities. Amira felt inner peace. She not only won the battle, but also took a step towards changing the minds of others. This story has become a symbol of strength of spirit and hope for many. Amira realized that the real struggle lies not only in physical confrontation, but also in the ability to inspire others to change.